Hurricanes was released for the Super Nintendo in the December of 1994. The game is based on the cartoon, which follows the adventures of the soccer team, the Hispaniola Hurricanes. The story behind the game is that one of the show's villains, Garco, challenges the Hurricanes to an exhibition match against his soccer team on his private island. However, there's a catch where if the Hurricanes don't show up on time, they forfeit the match and lose their title to his team, the Garco's Gorgons. I picked this game up on a random purchase. It was only $1, so I figured it was worth it. Little did I know, it was made by the same people who brought us Batman Forever for the Super Nintendo. On the other hand, those people made Extreme G, so I'm going to go into this hoping it's awesome and not terrible. I honestly had no idea what I was actually getting into with this game. I had expectations as to what it might be like, and I had guesses, but I don't think I ever guessed that I would be fighting scorpions on an island with a soccer ball. I was really just expecting this to be another soccer game. So I was actually very pleasantly surprised when I found out that this was an action platformer based around the unique concept of you playing as an athlete. For a platformer, it's very traditional. It's just a stage, checkpoints, there are power-ups, enemies, and then you fight a boss. Every boss has a tell, and most of them have a pattern. It's very classic. The first thing that bugged me about Hurricanes was when I got to the second level and found that it was pretty much the first level with a different layout. It has the same enemies, the same design, the same music, and even the same boss, just with a slightly extended health bar. At least these guys know the 3 R's. One thing that I thought was particularly strange was the choice of power-ups. The Hurricane's power-ups are all things like shoes and balls, and they make you run faster, shoot further, and jump higher. It just seems odd that a mid-90s sports game is telling kids that they need special shoes or outside help to leap over scorpions or beat people up with soccer balls. Everything so far has been fine, but things fall apart when you get to the airport. There are multiple ways to get through the airport level, but only one of them lets you go through without suffering from fall damage, and no matter what, you have to deal with some horrible, horrible platforming design. But that's fine. It's not fatal, it's annoying, and none of it matters when you run into this guy. It's the same guy from the end of the first 2 levels, except now he's shooting goo at you, and there's practically nothing you can do about it. At first it looks like all you need to do is get to the end of your platform and shoot, but you can't do that because your ball just falls short. You can't get any closer because then you'll touch the circuitry and your ball's gonna explode and you might take damage. So all you can do is just dance around and miss and wait for him to shoot you in the face with goo and kill you. This is the perfect boss setup. You're stuck on a narrow platform, you can't hit him from the platform, so what you have to do is wait for him to shoot goo at you, jump over the goo, shoot the ball in midair, over the circuitry, land on the circuitry, and then jump back just in time so that the circuitry might not hit you so that you can dodge the goo again. And that's dumb. But it works, and it is just so satisfying watching this guy finally fall, roll off the screen, and go wherever it is that people who shoot goo at other people go. After that, things mellow out and you get to go to a death trap of a jungle. It's got bamboo spike pits, falling logs, frogs try to kill you, hummingbirds, even the trees shoot darts at you. The level has a really nice layout and it's actually quite fun. And most importantly, its boss isn't a goo-shooting monstrosity. After the jungle comes my favorite level, the train yard. It literally rains power-ups here, so you wind up running through the whole stage like some horrible soccer killing machine. Hardly any time is spent in this stage without you being invincible, your enemies being frozen, or running around with some crazy power-up like a lead soccer ball or an exploding soccer ball. It's all good fun. After the train yard comes the mines. It's one of those levels, the underwater level, the escort mission. You know it's coming, but you're really not looking forward to it. The stage has all of the annoying things you'd expect. It's dark, there are foreground obstructions, enemies can hide behind the foreground obstructions, and some of the enemies are black on black. It's not good. The stage isn't that hard though. And the boss is pretty fun because he's a guy you get to blow up with his own dynamite. This moment, right after killing that guy with his own dynamite, is probably the most unique moment in the game. Something happens here that I have never seen in any game before. If you happen to get to this moment in the game, and you were playing on easy mode, well, you just got a game over. Making the full game only available on harder modes is an interesting concept, but in practice, it just seems like some guy's idea of a joke. So, you replay through on medium. You beat the mines again, and then you get to go to the Mines Part 2. Really dark, foreground obstructions, black on black enemies. Yep, it's the same. Even the boss is the same, he just has a new addition to his pattern. It's all the same stuff as before, so blowing through it isn't a problem. Afterwards, you move on to the Haunted Mine. The Haunted Mine is exactly what it sounds like. Same dark mine, same foreground obstruction, they just added ghosts. They only used the same level 3 times, that doesn't mean they ran out of ideas. The next level is Garko's Airport. It got the exact same treatment as the mine levels. It has identical enemies, identical hazards, visual design, and similar layout to the earlier airport level. On a positive note, the stage does have a new boss who actually fits in with the airport theme. Disgruntled guy chucking luggage at you at the airport, that's just perfect. Maybe the recycling's at an end. Or, I can be completely wrong. This is amazing. Here's Garko's jungle, and here's the regular jungle. They are exactly the same, except somewhere along the way, somebody filled in this pothole. Cutting this many corners is truly impressive. Despite the constant recycling and cut and paste, Hurricanes is a very solid action platformer. The idea was very off the wall, and executed very well. The soccer controls are well done, it looks pretty good, and despite a few poorly thought out segments, it's also very well designed. Working off of an obscure cartoon, Probe definitely did a good job on this game, especially when you consider how some of the more well-known licensed cartoon games turned out.